The World Cup's over, and I really enjoy this tournament for a multitude of reasons. The biggest one was watching with my kids. Seeing the game through their eyes, watching them consume the celebration of the world's game was really unique for me. I also got to watch it with teams that I coached when we were away at a tournament. I thought that was cool to be in the presence of players that I coach as they rallied around the players on television, and seeing them watch a game was actually something from a coaching perspective that I had never really done. So that was unique for me, and I'm really glad that I was able to experience that. This being the second World Cup I've experienced on home soil also led me to think about debates that I would not entertain while the tournament was going on. One of them that I really want to talk about, and I'll try to be as concise as possible, is the narrative about our best athletes not playing this game. Now, what a subjective argument, and I won't really get into all of the reasons why, because this has been an argument for decades. This game is based on technique, intelligence, and access. And underlying that is the foundation of culture. And when people enter the argument and say, if only our best athletes played soccer, we would be world champions. Every country's best athletes play this game. What you see on the field is the best athletes in the paradigm of this sport. You put somebody who's 6'8" in the center of the midfield, they're going to get run right by. You put somebody who's 7 feet tall in goal. I don't know that that's the answer. And again, it's not that these suggestions take place. Someone who was curious, new to the game, never coached, never played, never experienced it until now, we welcome those opinions. In fact, the more people that can watch and help grow the game, the better. My issue is taking the approach of, your sport would be better because I don't understand it if these things were put in place. Well, if you don't understand it, you need to take time to understand it. I don't see fans of world football going to the Stanley Cup Finals saying it would be awesome if ice hockey had stoppage time, or going to an NFL game and saying we should have throw-ins instead of these restarts. Or we don't go to the NBA Finals and say it would be really cool if we implemented a rule that takes place in soccer and basketball. There's similarities in these sports, and if you can get through the malaise and the mire of people who say, well, I don't like this sport because people dive. Well, you can look at the NBA, they flop there. You can look at ice hockey, they embellish, obviously to different degrees. And there is a lot of gamesmanship that happens. There is a lot of leeway and human factor in the officiating. And the game will continue to evolve. VAR is a thing. Video review definitely made a difference. And if you can get through the arguments of what FIFA really is, people saw that in real time, how corrupt it is. They saw Argentina as the supervillains of the tournament. They saw Spain as pragmatic, some would call boring, conceding 1-goal tournament. They should be deserved winners. Their play style, their culture, all of that stuff is really important. But before we can ever compete at this level with these other countries, the best athletes myth has to die. It has to go away. Because the idea of the best athlete in the North American sense looks radically different than what the demands of the world's game require. Again, we can break it down in physiological sense, we can break it down cognitively, intelligence. All these things are absolute requirements for this game. It's fluid. There is no playbook. There are patterns of play. There were no timeouts, but we had these hydration breaks, which I did not like, which are really advertising breaks. But it's so much more. It's about access, affordability, continuity, culture. It's about having a unified pyramid. It's about having fewer constraints on our young players and our coaching education being improved. It's about so many things that have nothing to do with the physiological attributes of the people playing the game. Now again, the argument does have a premise when you say we need more people playing the game and having access to it. So maybe you get a player who isn't going to go to baseball or football or basketball and they would pick up this game. That's fine. But dropping in the archetypal athlete that dominates in American football or the NBA or ice hockey isn't the answer to making this game more competitive on the global stage for the American national team, U.S. national team. It's just not.